This is Dan Dix here reporting for Press for Truth. It is a beautiful afternoon here in January of 2018 where we are now living in a post-YouTube adpocalypse world where last year they attempted to mess with those of us in the field of alternative media by demonetizing our content, but they were remarkably unsuccessful. I would say it was a major failure because the free market responded and a blockchain tech-based decentralized solution presented itself in the form of D.Tube, a video sharing platform. And I am very pleased to announce that today joining me on the line to talk about the latest developments is the creator of D.Tube, Adrian. He goes by Hyman Danger on Steemit, steemit.com/@HymanDanger. Adrian, thank you so much for taking some time to speak with us today. This is actually a follow-up interview. Some people may not know, I first interviewed you when you first released D.Tube, and that was quite some time ago. There's been a lot of progress since then. So I want to get your views on some of the updates, and you can inform us on where we've come to since then. But before we get into that, for anybody who's watching this for the first time, and maybe you're not familiar, maybe you can just start us off by letting us know what is D.Tube and why did you create it?
Thank you, Dan, for having me, and thank you for, keep on using D.Tube. You've been using D.Tube since the start, right? Every version.
Yeah.
Always here. So thank you for that. For those who don't know, D.Tube is it's like a video platform. We try to be like any other video platform where our users can upload their videos and other users can watch them, upvote them, comment them, and so on. Except we do it through the Steam blockchain and the IPFS peer-to-peer network, so that it's like really free. There's like no one controlling what gets seen or whatever. Anyway, it's transparent. Everything is transparent.
And as I understand it, the reason for the transparency was born out of a need for such a thing because of the rampant censorship that we've been seeing. Is that safe to say that this came as a result of some of the censorship that you were witnessing?
Well, I think D.Tube comes out of the Steam network, right? And we all know that there's a lot of people who are fighting for this kind of things on the Steam network. So, yeah, I guess it's part of the need. That's why my project was like an idea from someone else who got a lot of rewards on Steam for the idea because of the censorship proof aspect. So, yeah, we took it over with us. And it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like it myself.
Have you heard of some of the censorship recently? We've just found out through the Project Veritas expose that Twitter is involved in shadow banning some of their members. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, well, I think every social network does this kind of thing, just not necessarily because of evil governments who want to control the visibility of certain things, but just because they try to improve the quality of the content and get more user retention. So I think they just do it just for that, because they can. They have the power to do it. They have servers, they can control the data. It's not cool for the users because the users don't know what's happening in their machines, but they can do it, so why not?
Well, one thing the users I'm sure are well aware of is the size of their wallets following their D.Tube posts. So let's talk a little bit about the revenue, the money that has been generated here for D.Tube users. It's been incredible for me, Adrian. Ever since I started using it, it's really supplemented the loss of the revenue that I lost from YouTube. Beyond that, I'm making more money now on D.Tube than I ever was or probably ever could have from YouTube. So have you been getting this kind of feedback from the users? It seems that a lot of people are doing really well financially by using this site.
Yeah, well, I think there's many reasons for that. Well, all the crypto prices have been increasing lately, like Bitcoin. Steam is indexed on the price of Bitcoin, so Steam is growing, and also Steam grew in terms of Bitcoin price. So, and also like D.Tube, now we have like more users, we have more people upvoting, and we also have like a lot of Steam power now that we got delegated from the Steemit Corp. So all this adds up, and now a lot of users are making money. But I think there's more and more content creators on the website, and the competition should get higher now. So I don't know what's going to happen, but right now, yeah, it's pretty good. We're distributing a lot of money through D.Tube. It's great. It's much better. It's been growing a lot since like the past 2 months. Basically, it was very stable before, and since the past two months, it's been growing so fast. Since the website started working like barely okay, Before it was, well, you've been using it before. It was a bit buggy, but since it's been a bit more reliable in watching the videos and using the website, a lot of people are upvoting. We are getting a lot of users who upvote, even like some big people in the team network. So it's great.
So let's get into a little bit of the technical aspects of some of these recent updates. I noticed some new updates recently, a new logo. The site is functioning so much better. What are some of the main features that you guys have recently rolled out here for the new D.Tube?
We keep on adding stuff, we work in a way that sometimes we go forward, and if it doesn't work, we go backward and we try something else. So it's really hard to tell you like everything that we've done, because we try so many things actually, and when it doesn't work well, we just take it out, because we're still in a beta phase. People are not expecting things to work as reliably as like the Google search engine, for example, that always answers very quick and never fails. People expect some things to be like a bit off and change often, so it's fine for us to do that. That's what we're trying to do. But yeah, the marketing changes were like really important, because the logo was just like this small thing I made myself before, and I'm not a designer. It was just an icon plus tube. So we changed all that. Now we have the capacity to change that now, so we did it. I think it looks okay. I don't know what you think about the marketing changes.
Well, I think it looks fantastic. I think it's a really good model and a good idea to replicate, what people are familiar with YouTube, and then hopefully we can start to migrate people off of YouTube and on to D.Tube. What do you think of the likelihood that moving forward in 2018, that D.Tube will exponentially grow as people start to phase out things like YouTube and move on to more decentralized platforms?
Well, right now we're coming out of nowhere, right? Like a few months ago, we were like nothing on YouTube, and now we're growing like crazy. We have a lot of traffic. I don't know what to say, but you can check, like there's some website like Alexa where you can check, and D.Tube is growing like really fast. We're getting more and more users. There's very frequently YouTubers talking about D.Tube on YouTube, and it brings a lot of peeps of people at one time. I don't know what's gonna happen. It's gonna keep on growing. I think it's made in a way, it's in a market that basically there's like no competition to it, so that it keeps on growing. And because we're working fast, right, with the team, and things keep on going fast, then I don't think there's gonna be any issues. I think we're gonna keep growing. I think the only issues should be technical, if something breaks, or if Steam has issues, or if IPFS has issues. But I think naturally, if everything functions well, we should keep on growing like naturally, like crazy. Just because of the rewards aspect, people are greedy nowadays. So if they have a platform where they can make more money and where it's free, of course they're going to use it. It's just better than YouTube or YouTube or Vimeo or whatever they want to use.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, and I think it is going to catch on. People are going to start realizing just how awesome it is, especially people who are involved in what I do, independent media, where they're constantly trying to silence us and censor us and make it more difficult for us to earn any kind of a revenue. We are now able to generate some income off of D.Tube. And do you guys have any kind of an idea roughly of the numbers of how many dollars D.Tube has generated for its users?
No, not really. It's not something we count, but in terms of Steam, I would be able to tell you, but because of the SBD and the way it works right now, it's really messed up. In terms of USD, I would have no idea. It's not something we want to waste time calculating. There's really no point. But I think around maybe 10K a day or something like that. Maybe more because of the ISBD, maybe 20,000 a day. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if it's at least that. Maybe quite possibly a lot more. And as we said, I think that is going to exponentially grow once the, as they call it, the fear of missing out starts to catch on with the masses, and they all start to flock towards Steemit.com and D.Tube as a new video sharing platform that's decentralized. So again, man, huge kudos and fantastic job. I want to just congratulate you and thank you from the Steemit community for producing such an amazing platform. So, you know, what kind of where can people go if they want to learn more about how to get involved? I don't know if there's been a Twitter created for D.Tube, and I know the actual URL has kind of changed over time. What's the official URL to the site right now?
Yeah, the new URL is D.Tube. Actually, the owner of the .tube registry, so the company that controls all the .tube domains in the world, he contacted me and he told me, hey, do you want the domain, D.Tube? So I was like, yeah, of course I'm going to take it. So now that's the new domain. It's much better. It's a better domain that I could ever opt for. So yeah, D.Tube. It's much better. The old one, I don't even want to say what it was because it was like ridiculously bad compared to what we have now.
Yeah, no, I like the sound of D.Tube. That's it flows better. It's easier for people to remember. Yeah, I think that's a great addition moving forward. So once again, man, fantastic work. Any final thoughts on where you'd like to see this progress in the coming weeks or months or even in the next year or so? Where would you like to see this go?
Well, we're really waiting for the SMTs, you know, because it's going to give us a lot of economical freedom and to do certain features that we want to do. You know, right now we're holding on some features like the playlist, for example, like some video features which would require basically more work and more bloat, and like advertising. Maybe we want to do like one day, you know, because right now you cannot monetize like past 7 days, and we're thinking about maybe like if we allow the content creators that after 7 days we can enable like advertisement and keep on making revenue from the views. I think it would be interesting. Well, also in the future, like I can spoil you a little bit, but we're going to do the mobile apps really soon. And also D.Tube will work for Doodle. Like right now, if you search in Doodle, Doodle doesn't understand D.Tube. Your videos are not indexed in Doodle when you post on D.Tube, which is pretty bad. And this is going to come also next update, so it's going to be a good feature. And after that, the 1.0 is really near. Like we don't have many things we want to do left. I think everything works like pretty good right now. We just need to add a few things, polish a few things, such as the channel page where you cannot see much things right now, and even your old videos, you know, they're not like they don't display yet. Only your most recent one. So we want to finish polishing all that, like we did in the previous versions, where we polished a lot of things. We're going to keep doing that, posting on Steemit once a month or so, and getting some rewards. But I think in 1 month or 2 months, it's going to be like done. I actually fixed a bunch of bugs today myself, so. Things are going really well. Like I'm really happy with like the people I'm working with. So far, it's been fantastic. They don't complain. They don't they don't create issues out of nowhere. I'm lucky, I think. So yeah. That's it. And thank you for having me, and thank you to the Steam community as well. You don't need to thank me because they do it all the time. My last article got like almost 4,000 upvotes. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you know what? You truly deserve it. And I am so excited about this new announcement. You heard it here first, folks. The D.Tube app is coming soon, and I think that's going to be truly a game changer when we can, post on the road to D.Tube. That is a really, really exciting update for me. So once again, man, thank you so much on behalf of the Steemit community and those of us in the field of independent alternative media. This has truly been a game changer. So again, thank you and great job. Take care.
No problem. Thank you for your time, Dan. See you.